Hello, welcome to Free Cheese episode 310. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Mark Augustiniak.
What's up?
Matt Sellner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. I watched The Craft for the first time last night.
Really?
Yep. Never seen it before. Always wanted to. Never did. Favorite part of the movie? Beginning when girl Sarah? I already forgot the main character's name. Moves into her new house and they're getting unpacked and getting settled, and this guy's just standing in the doorway holding a snake, and he goes, "I found this in the backyard. Do you want it?"
I've probably seen it like maybe twice. Probably not enough, but yeah, I thought that'd be like one of your. I don't know. How do you feel about it afterwards?
I liked it a good deal. It reminded me a lot of most things that I enjoy, which is the 90s and goth kids.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Yeah.
Good. You ready? You prepping for the remake? Is that what you're
Is there a remake?
coming? Yeah.
As I was watching it, I was like, they're gonna remake this fucking movie one day, and they're gonna put some I bet you they'll put what?
I think they casted it already.
All right, hold on. Ready? Zendaya is in it. I know that. I'm telling you that right now. Miley Cyrus will be in it.
Oh, wait, no. It might be a TV series.
Oh, is it a TV series?
Yeah, so you might want to recast.
All right,
Ooh.
Zendaya is in it. Miley Cyrus is in it. Someone who you haven't heard of, but they're on a show on the CW. And then when you see them, you're like, oh, right, they're in that show. And
I
then...
know this is. Oh, wait, no, that's a documentary. What the fuck? My bad. What's this? Nothing on... This might be it.
What do you
There's
got?
no details, though. There's nothing.
Oh, there isn't.
Not on IMDb, at least.
Damn.
Which, I mean, I take IMDb as truth for the most part.
Either... At
least the movie, like...
No,
profile,
yeah.
the movie page, not their rankings.
But coming out of that, I was immediately just like... watching it, I knew there'd be a remake. So that doesn't surprise me that there's a remake. It's good. It should have all the original cast. Just bring them back however many years later. Let's check in with what's going on with Nancy. You know, not to give anything away from the ending, but what happened to her?
She's
you
fine.
know?
Kaylee Spaney, I think that's the only person they have listed in the cast, but I don't even know who she's going to be.
See, told you. Keep going. She's which CW show is she on?
No, she's done some decent things.
Like?
She's been at Bad Times at the El Royale, Vice, that movie about, is that Dick Cheney? Yeah. Pacific Rim, Uprising. Oh, here we go. She was in the All-American Rejects video short in 2019.
What is that?
Oh.
Okay.
She seems fairly new.
Mm-hmm.
On the basis of sex, but I feel like I've seen the cover of that movie before, so.
All right.
Well, hold on. There's one TV series called Devs. Where's that at? That was in post-production. Never mind. It's coming in 2020. But where is it coming?
To CW.
I feel like that Sabrina TV series was trying to grab some elements.
They wanted
From
to.
this.
They didn't get all the way there.
Like the whole school thing. And like the
Yeah.
way they're all like walking.
Yeah.
You know, like the cover.
Yeah. I noticed the dude. I think what happened to that guy Chris, right? I know that in the movie things happened to the guy Chris, but I think he gets so upset that they cast a spell on him that he went and started killing all those people in Scream. I think that was it, right? Direct sequel. What year was Scream? Matt, you want to IMDb that?
Scream? That should be like 96 or 97.
Good. Follows The Craft, which means that character's the exact same. When's the last time you watched Scream, Mark?
Not too long ago. I think last year.
96 for the first Scream.
I
All right,
rewatched.
so was The Craft. So now we're gonna have to we got to get some dates here.
I think Craft was first.
Scream, well, the very end, December 20th, 1996.
Perfect. Yep. There it is. So it's Scream is a direct sequel to The Craft. Confirmed.
Thank you, Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Rip Wes Craven.
Yeah.
He is dead, isn't he?
Yeah.
I always think of him as Frank Miller because they're both,
Yeah.
like old statues.
Yeah. Well,
of men.
I marathoned them last year because I like that idea. Some were better than others.
Oh, yeah.
I think it ended okay.
Did you watch 4?
I watched 4. Like, I think overall as a story, I like it, but the dialogue that they choose,
Yeah.
I cringed a little bit here and there. Because it's like they're trying to make it too many analogies to books and movies when they do like a one-liner with something. It's like, all right, stop.
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
But you watch the MTV series, I gave that maybe 2
You
episodes.
went all oh, okay, yeah.
That total shit. And then it came back recently on Sci-Fi as like a 3-part miniseries. And that brought back like the guy who voiced Ghostface before, and it has a better cast and everything. I heard kind of good things about it. I haven't seen it. But I like Scream as an idea.
We sent Matt down a deep ass.
FX is where devs is coming. Yeah, I'm floating. I'm here. I didn't deep dive too much.
It looked like you were getting there.
I needed to see there was an unanswered question.
No,
I needed to get to the bottom of
I
it.
appreciate your detective
And
work.
I wanted to double check just to make sure the craft didn't come out like December 21st, but
Right.
May.
Good, perfect. Then yeah, direct sequel.
So then, I guess after all that, it's just, what's your favorite scary movie?
The Craft. That's not true.
That's not
But
true.
It was good. Something died upstairs. Well, hey there, Mr. Detective. Did you also put on your little fucking engineer hat this week?
I did.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
And?
Very easy.
Plug and play?
Yeah.
Straight up? Just...
And a brand new baby of a graphics card came to my door at 1:30 something.
In the morning?
No, in
That
the
would be
afternoon.
cool.
No. Well, I most certainly wouldn't hope it'd be in the morning because someone was supposed to sign for it.
Yeah. Oh.
Listen to this shit. So, I was checking all day and see when delivery time would be. So I get home, and I guess it delivered while I was driving home, and I saw like a signature, and you know how those things sign, like those little pad, you know, like when FedEx hands you something, they sign
The
like,
TI-89 calculator.
Yeah, and like you got like 2 inches to sign your full name, and I saw the signature, and I was like, Mom gave it the best,
Sure.
the good old college try.
Sure.
So I didn't see her like all day because I came back here,
Uh-huh.
and then by the time I get home from here, she's usually asleep because she works at night.
Yeah.
So we're at dinner last night, and I was talking to her. I was like, "Oh, what time did you leave? Because I feel like I just missed you."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, I left at this time." And I was like, "Oh, well, thank you for signing for the package." She was like, "Oh yeah, about that. I didn't have to sign. It was in the door." Fucking FedEx person.
Forging FedEx signatures.
Signed for the package and left it in the door.
Wow.
I mean, it worked out. It's not like anyone stole it, and it probably helped out because my mom was like all the way downstairs in the shower, and she said she was running out and would have missed her.
Even still, man.
But yeah, that's a little sketchy. I don't like that.
That is sketchy, but
Could it have been a neighbor?
I mean, it worked out.
But
Could
it's
it have been a
also
neighbor?
it's
No.
kind of unsung hero-ish to me because I hate getting that pink slip. It's like, fuck, now I got to go out of my way, go to this damn post office, got to pick up this shit.
I was fully prepared to do that.
Get in line with everybody farting. No.
It's the worst. But
The guy's like, no, I get it. Just here.
yeah, but also if I ordered an expensive thing, I don't want you
Yeah.
just leaving it on my...
It's weird when Amazon takes a picture of where they put the package. Have you ever done that? Ever gotten that?
That's why I don't use Amazon anymore, because they took a picture of the fucking box in a bush and said, hey, your thing's here. Fucking dumbass.
Jeez.
Yes, I found that weird. I also found it weird that it was apparently acceptable to heave it, take a picture of where you heaved it and say, I'd rather have FedEx forgeries than a goddamn chucked box.
I know I would when I finally move out, I know I'm going to get one of those cameras on the front door. I don't know which one. I haven't looked into which one is like follows more like Apple's privacy as far as that goes. Although they got that new HomeKit stuff coming.
That
soon.
stuff, that's now that I hear that,
excited.
I'm a little more.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to get one of those because who the fuck wants to go out shopping? No one.
Oh, you are wrong. I love it.
Really? I love it. No. Nope.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't think you go for shopping.
Yeah, no, I don't go.
You go for atmosphere.
Yes, see, Mark gets it.
No, I like to go in and out. Really, like the only times I don't abide by that rule is when we go to wander into Target and we're just looking at bullshit.
Mm-hmm. It's an adventure.
And I do it every once in a while with Victoria.
The second somebody asks me if I need help with anything, I leave.
Yeah, that's it. That's the cue.
I'm like,
Get
all right,
out.
I'm going to look around here. They're like, oh, how you doing? Yeah, fuck it.
I'm
Just
gone.
leave. Ruin my day. Thank you.
Oh my god, no! Whenever I walk into a store,
No, I don't,
5 minutes, including being checked out, I should be back out that door.
I'm very.
That long list.
Sometimes I'm indecisive, and I take forever.
No, I don't leave the house until I know what I want.
I see when I'm a grocery shopping, man. I know I got my list. I know exactly everything I'm doing, and I know the layout. Although I've been exploring some new grocery stores lately, it's a new adventure I've been going on. But I know generally the layout, so I can zip through, get a whole week's worth of groceries, 20 minutes, in and out, clean, easy style. I'm not fucking around. I like to do self checkout. That way I don't have to communicate with human beings. However, I don't know, man. There's something good about getting lost in a Target. I also find that lately I'm just not buying shit. I'm using what I have. You know what I mean?
Using your resources.
Yeah. You know?
Sometimes
What's to buy? That's my question.
Yeah. Like, I'll grab stuff, and I'll be like, you know what? I don't fucking need this.
At this point, the only thing I buy when I go out is groceries or grocery-related items. If it doesn't directly contribute to a meal of some kind now or in the future, I'm not buying it. I'm trying to think of the last frivolous thing I bought. I bought a toothbrush yesterday.
Oh, hey, my Isabella amiibo came in the mail.
Speaking of frivolous,
Yeah.
how's that? Was that a nice little birthday treat for you?
It's a lot better than the Animal Crossing.
Did you scan it into anything? Did you get anything
No,
cool?
I just put it on display with the rest of my shrine. Hangs on top of my amp.
Well, speaking of your shrine, did you add any video games to your list of shrined video games that you've played in the last week? I'll tell you that one.
That was bad.
Whatever. There's music that cues the fact that now...
I'm calling you out this
Mark,
time. That was bad.
Mark, what video games did you play in the last week?
Reverse the music. No. I played a whole one.
All right, lay it on me.
A nice one. There's nothing wrong with a nice one.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Play a little bit of that. You had bought it last week but hadn't started it, right?
Correct.
Or you had barely started. I can't remember anymore. Anyway, so Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Is it another one of those?
Another one of those?
Another
Ultimate Alliance games.
I mean, yeah.
But, and?
However.
I guess I'll point out the pros and cons. So
This one does.
yeah. So if you're not familiar with the Ultimate Alliance games, usually it's very dungeon crawly. You and 3 other either AI or your friends. You pick your favorite superhero, go beat some ass, combine your abilities together, one way or another. Second one kind of emphasizes more on that team stuff, try to make it more unique between those characters.
They had those cool things. Thor's hammer combines with Spider-Man's webs, and you got like a weird swingy boy, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like something like that.
Yeah.
And
That's the one
and they were
I
always
did not
very
play.
like dungeon crawly, but without the loot, right?
the first one had loot. Like you beat some bosses and you could equip any kind of armor. Like you could equip like Green Goblin's garb or something, and it would give you like plus 10 defense or something like that. Like,
so there was actual stats.
But it's something.
Yeah.
It wasn't cosmetic though, right?
No.
It was more like a Dota item, if you
Yeah,
would, or
but there were different skins you could
Smash
I wouldn't,
Spirit.
but sure.
yeah.
That's why I put out the second one. All right, calm down.
Dota, if you would.
Like a Dota, if you would.
Like Ultimate Alliance 1, you had
I
different like skins you could unlock from various like comic universes and whatever, and it was
Right.
I think each one had about like 4 or 5 costumes.
Yeah.
Probably 4, and then it was neat. Very comic booky with the story. It was just all over the place. Wasn't at this point the MCU wasn't really
No, those old games
out there.
predated.
Yeah, so I think this is Raven Software with the first one. Did X-Men
Yeah.
Legends, one
Yep.
of which are phenomenal. Same thing, just X-Men characters.
Mhm.
Then when 2 came out, it was more focused on Civil War storyline, more so from the comic. It followed more to that because the movie one obviously didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
But I think MCU was just starting, and like it was fine. It was shorter. It wasn't more. It felt more digestible. But 2 sides you could go down. The third one now kind of mixes and matches some of that, where I think this is like the gateway game to anything like that, because I know they re-released 1 and 2 recently for like PlayStation and Xbox
Yeah, they were.
and PC, I think.
Yeah, like a higher res version or whatever.
Yeah. I love the visuals in this game. Like everything is very bold. All the costumes are very detailed and nice. Everything kind of has like a toy-like style to it, and it's very appealing. The voice cast is phenomenal. I mean, I don't want to say phenomenal, but some are good. Some
Yeah.
you've heard before. It's familiar. Probably if you played the Lego games, I think a lot of voices carried over from that.
So it's all Troy Baker
Yeah,
Okay.
and
got it.
Nolan North. That's
Got it.
That's it.
With a dash of Laura Bailey.
Yeah. And then when it comes to like combining like attacks, this is where I like it and don't like it. What's cool about it is that you don't necessarily need like specific characters to do moves off of each other. Like like you have 4 moves, you have 4 signature moves, and you can like kind of whoever's nearby.
Each character
will do
has
their
4
version.
signature moves, or you have 4 signature group move or like duo moves.
No, like if you're Wolverine, for example, you have your light hit combo.
Okay.
You have your strong hit button, and then if you hold in the trigger, it shows up a little thing of like, ZR with any face button that is a specific move.
Okay, that's cool.
And then whoever's nearby, their face will pop up with it, and it'll kind of give you an indicator of what kind of attack that will turn into.
And are all the characters kind of class based in a way? Like you have like a
I mean, yeah, you have your ranged, you have your up close. Not really support in any kind of way.
I wouldn't want one in
These
this.
are superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like I'm like almost like focus on like healing or like something like that.
I guess it would make sense. Something like the Fantastic Four. Could you imagine like a superhero is just a support? Like, oh, that's all he does.
Yeah.
He,
I'm the
there's no
healer.
Superman in Metropolis, but there's a support guy that he's
Yeah.
always around to support the cops.
In case, yeah. I'll heal y'all. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to think if there is a hero like that. I can't.
Yeah, I was
think of
running
it.
No,
through my
it
head.
would
like,
have to go. It'd have to be a group like the Fantastic Four.
It would be like damage control.
like the Blue Lanterns are kind of
Suicide
some shit, or
It's like a
Indigo, the
Suicide
Indigo
Squad
tribe.
or
I guess the Thunderbolts. No, Thunderbolts is like Suicide Squad equivalent for Marvel. I don't know.
But yeah,
I'm a support, guys. Don't worry. The cops are on their way.
I caught him. It's
Yeah.
cool. Everything will be fine.
So like the characters have all these moves, but what sucks about it is that you can't use these signature moves unless you're by another hero.
Oh, so you?
It is required. You can't do your attack alone. They have to be by you in order to actually activate it. And I don't like that at all. It's like a little too heavy on the teamwork.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm a hero. I know like we're supposed to be a group, but like I should be able to hold my own.
And this applies if you're playing by yourself, I'm assuming, right?
So you got to get near an AI character.
I haven't
to-
tried co-op, but I feel like the same laws would apply.
So what are the stages like? You start off. I know you start off with Guardians because I've seen that bit, right? Like you do Guardians and you move into.
This kind of follows more to the MCU
Mm-hmm.
with everything. All the characters, how they look, how they act, the beats with everything. They kind of play hand in hand with that. They throw in some little things that aren't in the movies. Obviously, like you kind of have to switch it up.
Yeah.
But I mean, the levels do kind of play true to their surroundings. Like you start off, in space with Guardians, and you're fighting what's his face with the hammer.
Drax.
He was the
Not
main
Drax.
bad guy in the first one, in the first movie.
Something that just Ronin.
Ronin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you fight him.
I was thinking
Nebula.
Drax. the
You also
Destroyer,
fight like
yeah.
Nebula and
Yeah.
whatever. Then make it to Earth. You're in some prison that is meant for supervillains. Spider-Man's helping you out. Blah blah blah. Then you make it to like Avengers Tower. So it kind of goes through everything. I think I just left the Dark Dimension, where like Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange, and Elsa.
Nick Cage.
Yeah, Elsa. Hellstone. I forget what her name is. She's a gunslinger. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Never heard of her before.
Yeah.
I think she's like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
And I think I'm now in Wakanda.
Okay. So then you're.
I think I'm like chapter 8 or chapter 9 or something like that. I don't know how many there are, but I think I'm near the end. Because now like Thanos is now becoming like a...
Yeah. Oh, so Thanos is the big bad in this.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you?
Because it's all about the Infinity Stones and...
Okay. You're jumping between characters, or you kind of sticking with one?
I was at first, because I was waiting for my main to come in there, and which is Nightcrawler.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, I mean, I could level up other people, but because of where I'm at, I don't really have that luxury to like bring weaker people with me to try to level them up as I'm playing.
Right.
So I think that's where like all the extra missions come in for stuff, and where if you want to, or you can start the game over, or you can go back and chapter select and replay through without having to complete the game yet.
That's cool.
But right now it's Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Wasp, and Storm.
It's a good layout, and you can kind of freely swap any of them in and out, right?
As long as you make it to a checkpoint,
Yeah.
you can swap them out. That's where you can upgrade them. It's a very in depth. I don't know what to call it. It's not really. It's kind of like a grid, but it's all hexagon hexagon shaped, and you put points into it and the in-game currency, and that will boost your overall team's stats. So like, and each part is kind of based on an Infinity Stone, like color, and that gives you a certain stat. So it's like your synergy for do your signature moves, your health, your strength, your defense, all that stuff. And that's like the main core of it. But then when you hit a corner of each of this hexagon, it branches off to a more specific of that trait.
That's cool.
And that, it costs way more, you grind more for that. And then you have these gems you can attach to them called ISO 8s or something like that. I think they were briefly mentioned in that movie universe. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But yeah, just powerful stones or crystals you for boost stats on that specific character. You can upgrade your signature moves from like tier 1 to tier 4 or something. So like that's all cool. That's not too far from the other games, because the other games you had like a list of moves that you could actually upgrade and pick whatever. So far I'm only seeing 4, but you have the option to unequip and equip them, so maybe you unlock more moves. But I feel like I don't know. I still don't like that you have to require another person to even use them.
Yeah,
it's weird. Especially, I know I like to take every opportunity to bring down Nintendo, but I'm not trying to this time. However, if you matchmake online and you're with a rando, how the fuck are you supposed to communicate without like a headset or anything?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Is this one of the games that's supported with like voice chat through the app, technically, if you want to?
I don't think so. No.
And then how do you find the difficulty? That's my last question.
So you had 2 options of play. Friendly for first timers, and then mighty if you've played these before. And I just did mighty from the start. It can be pretty tough only because the enemy's combos hit you in such a way where it's continuous and you can't really break out of it unless you're forced to like dodge roll to like break that cycle. You can't just like do an attack back to like counteract it or something like that. And like they never miss. But like, you get knocked down and then the second you get back up, it's like they know just to keep going. It just doesn't stop, and it's kind of annoying. The boss fights are some are a little frustrating, but
who are you fighting in boss fights? Is it like
so I mentioned the Guardian ones. There was Green Goblin, there was MODOK, there was Kingpin, Elektra, Magneto, Loki, Dormammu.
So it sounds like they're coming up quite frequent if you're naming all these people.
Like each level or chapter has like about like 3 to 4 bosses in it, and then like a big one at the end of it. Yeah, like that's cool. They again, their designs don't look too bad either. Some of them are just straight up against you. Others are like, I'm against you for now, but now we see there's a bigger threat and maybe I should help you.
Sure.
So like the story is it's not.
No, but you don't necessarily need it to be.
Right, like these games you don't really play them for the story.
You're doing it to speed up. Yeah, you're mashing buttons to.
But this one overall, despite the in-depth like stat boosting and everything, there isn't really many costumes either. Like some of them are just palette swaps, but you have to unlock these through trials, and they can be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to get like a different costume for Spider-Man, but you haven't played as Spider-Man throughout this entire game, it's required of him to be level 30, but your Spider-Man's like level 6. You kind of have to grind.
Do you have to kind of run through the entire course of a game to get to level 30, you think? Or is it something you can kind of...
I probably, because I don't know how else you could just jump in somewhere. Unless like 3 out of 4 of your characters are high leveled.
You could boost them
and maybe boost them that way. But yeah, so like that part, I guess they're trying to add replay value to it by doing that. Plus there's the season pass with extra characters coming in.
Right.
So I'm wondering if they add more levels to that or not.
I'd imagine. Are you inclined to get that, or...
I did get it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because I like the Marvel Knights, so that's like Punisher, Morbius, Moon Knight, Blade.
Yeah.
Then you have Fantastic Four, some of the more classic X-Men.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's cool.
I was like, all right, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Human Torch was my main from before, So that's mostly why I did it. But yeah, like this one out of the 3, this one is like, yeah, it's definitely the most casual out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You are pretty limited with your combos and like your stuff, what you can do. But at the same time, if you're just playing with friends, like it's not really a concern. It feels like a party game.
Yeah, that's all I ever did with those. Is like rent them, play
Feels
them
like
with
Diablo.
friends, and yeah.
Like
yeah.
you can do the hard dungeons if you want to, or you can just fucking go.
But this is like
around,
way
just
more
loot.
limited than
Oh,
Diablo.
yeah.
No, but no, you're right. It's totally just one of those, just mindless. Go in,
Almost
Yeah.
like Destiny in a weird way.
beat
Yeah.
some ass. If anything, like if they did another Ninja Turtles game, I think this is how they should do it.
That'd be fun.
You can swap characters from throughout the series if you
Level
want,
'em
or
up.
just combine some moves together. But be able to use your shit on your own.
Yeah,
That's the only
cool.
thing I would do differently. But yeah, it's not bad. I'm gonna finish it. I think I'm almost done. I don't know if I'm gonna do all of the trial stuff because that's also grid-like, and you have to like find rifts throughout the levels to complete that whole thing.
That could be a fun thing if like the two of us got it and we were like, "Yo, let's go chase down some of these." You know what I mean? Like,
And the incentive for these
Yeah.
is to not only costumes, but you unlock more characters. There's 4 you can unlock, and it's Elektra, Magneto, Loki, and Thanos. And they each have their own grid that you have to
That's
like
right.
conquer and then
then you get
complete
the
in order to do
that's
that.
cool though. That gives you something to work toward. I like that because
Yeah.
otherwise you just kind of finish it and you're like, "All right, I can do it again with Thor this time," but
Yeah.
Yeah. So like by the time I got Nightcrawler, I put all my like experience like cubes that you can get to like boost up your character. They're like the rare candies of the game.
Okay.
From Pokemon. Like I put all that into Nightcrawler. He is my strongest. He
all
is my
that.
best because if I'm playing online with somebody, that's probably who I'm going to use. So I wanted him to be like the best. And I think he's like level 40. Everyone else is like mid 20s and 30s.
Is there a level cap?
I haven't found it yet. I don't know what it is.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. Is that what it is?
I think
I
so.
believe so. I have it right here. Correct.
Cool. Out now, Nintendo Switch. Matthew, did you fire up that graphics card yet?
Dota.
Man, we got
I expect a musical cue there too now, right? That's
No.
why I paused.
no. What they heard was glass breaking and the screams of children, as I hear every time. How many more weeks of this?
I
shit
heard
we
that
got?
Monday night.
Huh?
The glass break and the screams of children. He
You
was at that
just-
stupid Raw reunion show.
Speaking of glass breaking, I completely forgot something.
All right.
I will take care of that as soon as we're done. Fuck.
All right. Anyway,
All right.
Dota.
Yes, Dota.
My perfect conduct score might be down the drain.
Oh shit! What'd you do?
Some fucker got my nerves. So I
Oh
don't know.
well, yeah. You
As
can't have a
one does.
fucker getting on your nerves.
This guy, girl, I guess, could be as well. They were just,
Were they an asshole?
yeah, they were the asshole first.
Probably wasn't a girl.
He was just complaining. He started off saying, keep in mind it's a team game, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that like the experience gets split pretty evenly whether or not you land the last blow or not on another hero. But he kept getting mad that I had a character that you spam an AoE attack. It's just what he is.
Yeah.
So I would go into the team fights and just start spamming it, and not purposely, but kind of accidentally just start stealing like the kills, if you would. And it was me and someone else that was doing it, because once again they also had an AoE attack that they were spamming, and he was getting mad that we were stealing all the kills. And I was like, all right, fine, I won't team fight with him anymore. He'll see. So I was kind of avoiding the team fights. I was just out in the jungles farming, whatever. And then, yeah, he just started, like, we started losing some fights. I don't think it was anything, like, bad. It was just, we were starting to get out farmed, out leveled, all that good stuff. And then he just started going off on all the teammates. And they're like, what the, you all suck. What the fuck?
One of those.
Yeah. And he was, like,
Blame
doing, like, the
everybody but
lol,
themselves.
like, typing whenever anyone died. And I had a pretty tanky hero, so I went into like a 2v3 team fight, and we lost, but we came pretty close to turning it around.
Yeah.
And he was like, why the fuck would you go into a 2v3 thing? And then finally, I was like, dude, what the fuck? It's a game of Turbo. It's unranked. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I'm purely here with this character to get through the next stage of my jungle.
We're sparring. Like, we're fucking, come on.
He's like, I am chill, bro. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I'm just trying to give constructive criticism. I was like, bro, I don't think
what
you know
part of
what
LOL.
I don't think you know what constructive criticism is. He was like, yeah, whatever. So, like, that was pretty much the extent of the exchange there. But the entire time, he was just, like, whenever we lost a team fight, because at this point, in Turbo, you snowball so fast with levels that, like, you can quickly become overwhelmed and lose just because the other team has more gold and combined levels and stuff. So that started to happen as we lose these team fights more and more. And, you know, every time we lost a team fight, you'd be like, oh, what the fuck? You know, just constantly going off. So I'm assuming he probably reported me for communication abuse, but I definitely reported him for communication abuse. But yeah, I finally had enough. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Just calm down. It's Turbo.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if we were playing ranked, I would maybe understand. But 2, you said you were giving constructive criticism. I learned nothing.
Yeah, you didn't help me.
That reminded me of like a more tame version of Halo 3 online.
Oh,
There's always that one person that's
like,
just like
fuck?
hating on everybody and not blaming themselves for anything.
And also, like, yeah, you can say, oh, well, you should have taken a 2v3 fight. I've taken 2v3 fights with this character before and have done well. It was just I didn't expect an item or a stun to come out from a character. Right. And I got stun locked, meaning like I got repeatedly stunned it with different abilities by the different characters as I kept dying.
It's funny that he's even complaining about that, but he was part of that 2v3, was he not?
No, he was already dead.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. He was fucking dead, respawning at the goddamn throne like an asshole. Fucker. Anyway, that's my little Dota 2 story. Anyway, that's still going. Still the jungle. Still dump a little bit of money into it every paycheck.
And you're like, arms in the air still, party on. Fuck yeah, love this.
Dude, I'm all aboard the road to TI. It's just a shame that it's in China, so I won't be able to see most of the matches. But
sure.
Do you have any stock in Valve?
No. I just sent my money directly to Gaben so he can eat it.
Smart. That's real smart.
And then I've been playing Underlords as well. Still gung-ho about that. I've adjusted to the new meta. I know I talked about that yesterday where there's like no more late game, weirdly enough. So I've been adjusting the way I spend money. I'm not kind of going to 50 gold and saving and doing all that stuff.
Right. I've
just been kind of the Joe approach, you know? Just kind of when you get your money, you spend it on stupid shit.
There you go.
But instead of stupid shit, I'm like re-rolling very early or getting levels very early. And I'm still not getting top 3 finishes, but I'm not finishing in last place anymore when I do that. So I'm figuring out the science there. But it kind of it was weird timing. Like this patch hit as I hit like the next ranking tier. And I'm also getting ranked with people that like fucking live on the subreddit and constantly play this and can understand what to do and timings and stuff like that.
Right, people whose this is it. This is all they're doing.
So I think between the shift in the meta and the new tier of opponents I'm getting, I think it was just this weird perfect storm that it's kind of bringing me down. But like I said, I'm doing better.
It seems like you're not alone though. Like I've heard on podcasts I listen to, people talking about it that are all having similar this week, just big disruption in that whole.
Dude, the meta is shifted entirely.
Yeah.
Like I know classes to go to, but once again, everyone's trying to go for those classes. So when the hero pool comes down and you can't get the 2-star that you need,
yeah, then you're fucked.
You need to know how to shift out and timings of shifting.
And just a simple change, like the length of time, like you told me, like the length of time with the gold spending phase, like that being cut in half first.
The first couple rounds,
right?
Just, yeah.
But even that is enough sometimes to shift things in a big way, let alone all these big changes across a lot of little moments that kind of make it weird.
Yeah, they're doing some stuff with that game, and we'll get to it later and use some of the other potential things that might be happening. But still it's a good game. I think I might want to start playing Teamfight Tactics though a little bit. It's daunting though because I know no League heroes. At least when Auto Chess started, I knew some heroes.
But I don't know.
Pick the ones that look the coolest, dude.
Yeah. I mean, they do have a Wukong, so Monkey King it.
Yeah. Monkey King's not in auto chest or Underlords.
Not
Damn.
yet.
So
How did Underlords look with your graphics card?
not much better.
Good.
Same with Dota. The Dota little bump in the specs because I tuned down the graphics to get frames.
Sure.
Now it's just graphics and frames.
Yeah.
But yeah, I put in that 2060. That's super. One that was really easy. It's like putting a Nintendo cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
And
doesn't it
and
feel
a
good?
screw. Yeah,
It's
it was
just-
so easy. You boot it. I installed the drivers. Took 10 minutes.
Easy.
I'm assuming that because it's brand new, there's probably like it's not like I'm so far behind in patches or whatever or driver updates that didn't take so long. It's cool though. Like when you like the GeForce Experience app was like, hey, is this more for like industrial like artist work or is this more for gaming?
That's cool.
So
There's no third option for like
For Bitcoin.
no.
You farming?
Yeah.
But yeah, I did a little sampling of a couple things just to see what I can do with this thing. So, of course, I launched PUBG.
Uh-huh. And?
So, that game looks better. I will say that
okay.
at Ultra.
All right.
It will run over 60 frames. I don't know the exact count.
Okay.
And that was fun for the 5 minutes. And I quit.
Did you kind of do the plane drop in and then...
Yeah, once again, I was like, well, I accidentally queued in the squads, not realizing it.
Yeah.
And then my squads left before we dropped out of the plane.
Sure.
So I felt like I was playing Apex all over again.
Yeah.
And then I dropped. And I was like, fuck this. I'm going to die anyways. I'm going to go for the guns. And as soon as I see the first plane drive by, I'm running for the crate and seeing what happens. Died. But
Yeah.
that's fine.
That's all you need.
And then when I was playing PUBG, something happened. I got a little scared. I just kept hearing like this loud banging in my computer. I was like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, it was only one of my power cables, the way I kind of moved it. When I put my side door back on, the cable fell kind of where it was and went into my fan.
Oh, so...
And it was the fan was clipping it.
Yeah.
It scared the shit out of me. So
Yeah,
I moved it.
Yeah.
I moved it.
We're good.
We're good. I haven't had an issue.
You don't mind anything catch on fire?
Yeah.
No, I'm pulling a Ben Barris over here. I'm checking my temperatures too. My temperatures are good. They're
Good,
right
good.
optimum. Yeah.
There you go.
I have to say the best looking game that I've played so far, and I haven't done a huge sampling yet, but I don't even know how that happened.
I don't know.
Rocket League. That's my benchmark for everything, right? Get a new Xbox, play Rocket League.
Just launch Crisis.
Nah, you have to buy Crisis. I have Rocket League.
I'll buy you. All right.
I bought Rocket League already on all these different platforms.
Yeah, I'm buying you Crisis right now.
No, it's fine. Don't.
How are you going to test this card if you don't have Crisis?
Other games, man. I got a ray tracing game. We'll get to it later.
Yeah, I got one coming right up.
Yeah, try Skyrim with like 50
I
mods.
don't like Crisis ray traces.
Not with that attitude.
I don't think it does. Stop. Don't buy that.
It's $20 well spent.
Don't spend $20 on that.
$20? I think I bought it for like 3.
I was
at
expecting it
one
to be
year.
5 and that'd be too much. Yeah. All right. So I just know what Rocket League looks like.
Sure.
There's every
No,
concept.
yeah, you need to have that kind of...
It's the fine detail. Like I can see the treads of the tires perfectly fine. All the different lighting, and because they really mix up the stages in Rocket League. Like there's one that's like in an aquarium or like underwater.
Mhm.
There's one that's out on the beach. There's like one that's like inside of a stadium, and just like the difference in lighting for reflecting off the cars, in like the beach one as opposed to like the underwater one, is so like. It's so good. Like you can see like the little fine like little things with the grass in the field. It looks
I'm gonna feel
amazing.
like that's the equivalent when I first got contacts and glasses,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw every blade of grass,
Yeah.
every leaf in a tree. I was like, oh,
Yep.
it's beautiful.
And then before on the other graphics card, the 970 that I had, I mean it was definitely a bump over the PS4. I'm not going to sit here and say like I've gotten this huge bump or whatever, but I remember every time a car explosion happened, I would have a small, like, half-second frame dip as the explosion went off, and then it would come back.
Nothing.
Explosion.
Smooth.
Silky smooth,
Butter.
still probably somewhere above 60. I don't know where it's at. I keep forgetting to put the Steam frame counter on.
How's the dithering?
All the dithering. I don't even know what dithering is, but, man, I have to be dithering all over the place. I'm dithering in excitement, thinking about it. But yeah, I have not been able to spend that, I haven't been able to sit there with a bag of Doritos and a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew and just fucking sit there for 6 hours.
Is that going to be tonight after this?
No, probably not tonight either. I'll definitely spend some more time tonight playing. Just not.
I want to play Hunt.
Yes, and that's perfect segue to the list of games that I have ready to go.
Speaking of Crisis,
to see what is going on with that, and Hunt is definitely one of them. I can't wait to see the trees. Can't wait to dither away in the trees.
It's end of August. I was wondering when that 1.0. It's end of August.
I downloaded Forza with the PC Game Pass.
Yeah,
Forza Horizon. So I want to see what a car game looks like. I also found that I have Project Cars 2 from Humble Bundle. So I want to see what that looks like. I don't know what game technically looks better. I will say probably Forza would be the game I'd rather play. But yeah, I always want to see what cars look like because that's what every console manufacturer does when a new console comes out. Car game. Yeah. Look how pretty the tires look. Yeah. Look at the water coming off the wheels, you know. And then the last game, and I only want to play a level of it, but that level is so fucking crazy. I have a copy of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, nice.
And that Fox engine.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone knows how that game starts, there's the fucking flaming whale. There's a fireman chasing you through the hallways.
That's a good.
So I want to at least play just the first level of that and crawl around out of the hospital bed as Snake and see what that looks like. But yeah, it's super easy. The GeForce experience just optimizes all the settings for me. Even knew what to do with PUBG. I noticed because you can like hit optimize but still see the settings it gives you, and it put like what's it called, like grass or like environment, or it's whatever they called like the actual setting for that. They put it at medium because they know of the fucking bush trick, I think.
If it's too high, then you're not. Yeah, you're doing yourself a disservice.
So yeah, that was when I saw that I laughed. But yeah, no, I haven't done anything to showcase it, but it's definitely easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything runs pretty flawlessly right now.
I think you can run Minecraft now.
Maybe. I don't know. I think I can do Crisis. I'm not sure about Minecraft.
Yeah. You tickled me a little bit with this, where I was just like, do I need to build a PC? And then
at least once,
I got a graphics card for you.
I was thinking, right? And I was like, I started thinking about it, and I fired up DC Universe because that's the pinnacle of my PC gaming right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that I've never fucked with the video settings on there. I just left it standard ass whatever.
Oh.
And that game looks whatever, so I didn't expect it to be anything crazy. Everything was like set, like the defaults were like set to like low and medium and whatever. And I was like, and I think the resolution was set to like 1080. And I was like, well, I got a 5K display. What happens if I put it at 5K? And started moving everything to high. And because the game's a decade old, I was like, my computer's fine. It's not great, but it'll run some shit. And I was like, let's see. Fucking holy shit, it's a whole new world.
You opened the portal, they all came out of the screen.
Dude.
Speaking of Aladdin, the film, a whole new world.
Oh my god, dude. Fucking, I can open my eyes. All the character models, like, brilliant detail. Like, I've got this fucking, like, chest piece I've been wearing for, like, I would say a month. I've only been playing the game for, like, 2 weeks.
You thought it was green. It's actually red.
Oh my god, I was colorblind this whole time. Yeah. No, but, like, I thought it was just kind of whatever. There's, like, intricate detail, like, woven into the fabric of this thing. You can see shit. Like, my character has eyebrows now. It's insane. Wow. I played some more DCU, though. And I finally did a raid.
Ooh.
Didn't mean to. But I'm still having trouble with, like, that game's progression. Like, I know there's the Green Lantern content, right? And I did a piece of it, but I don't know how to follow that. Like, I don't know what the layout is. Like, which missions do I do? Like, there's no, like, hey, here, you just did part 1 of the Green Lantern story. Part 2 is this.
You're going to find, like, a game fact walkthrough from, like, 2013.
Yeah, I've been, like, digging through the Discord. The Discord's not super... Like, people can ask questions, but there's no, like, new player's guide.
So it's not like Destiny where, like, you can get the expansion and it's like, all right, well, you have to do level 1 to get to level 2.
Exactly.
It's just all there?
Yeah.
Kinda?
Like, you hit Y to go to the on-duty tab, and that lets you queue up for instances with other players, or there's solo queues you can do. And they all have different, like, events that you're
Yeah.
doing. But yeah, there's no like.
That's how I feel with some games with like expansion passes. And if you buy the Game of the Year edition, it's just all tacked in. I'm like, what do I do?
And that's I'm feeling like. Whoa.
What's the canonical order here?
But there is like some sort of sense of like I started doing like there was something you can view like your current goals or the things you have to do, and one of them was like complete whatever. So I queued in for all of those things and slowly checked them off one night. I was just kind of like watching something on my iPad and then just kind of, clicking through the stuff. Went and took out Lex Luthor in Smallville, went and did this thing over, like you do these little things and complete it. But the raid, I didn't realize it was a raid when I queued up for it. And then, well, technically I did 2 raids. So I'd queued up for 2 different things, not realizing they were both raids. I did the one, and it took like an hour or so.
How far in did you realize it was a raid, or was it like right away?
It was.
Obviously not when you queued up, but
so like all of the events kind of have the same structure to them. You kind of move through a couple different rooms through a set area. You take out the enemies, and then there's sort of an end boss that happens. We got through that end boss in this Justice League Dark raid that I did, and then it was like, great. Now we need to go, and then there's 2 more boss. Like it just, I was like, oh shit. All right, well I'm in for another hour. I guess.
I'm here.
I wasn't gonna bail because it was like an 8-person thing. I wasn't gonna leave the people behind.
Yeah.
All right, or it might have been a 4. I think it was a 4-person one.
Oh yeah, it'd make it even worse.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, I'll stick it through. So I stuck it through and whatever. Great, did a raid. This is cool. We fought. Who was the Etrigan the Demon was the final boss in this one, which was cool. And I got cool raid gear. I was like, all right, great. I got a boost. And then I get out. And the nice thing about this game is if you queue up for a couple different instances, it knows that. And when you get out of one, it's still looking in the background for you to kind of jump freely and do the next one. So it had done that with the other one I queued up for. And I was like, I kind of already told myself, I'm just doing the one thing and I'm out. But it's already found it, so I might as well. And I jumped in and I see like the chat log going crazy. This was the 8-person one, and it was on Brainiac's ship. It was like a Brainiac raid, and I'm like, oh man, they're in something. And I'm like, but when you queue in, it starts you at the beginning, no matter where everybody else is. So I'm flying through, and I've got it on like the speed flight, like flying through all these corridors. I'm like, where the fuck are these people? Go to the end, and there's a barrier preventing me from getting into the final room, and I'm standing there watching like 3 people fight Brainiac, and I'm like. And I'm there with like 3 other people on the other side of the thing with me. And I'm like, oh shit. And there's chat where they're like, we can't get in. And other people are like, yeah, whatever, just hang out. And then they killed Brainiac and I finished that raid too.
Nice.
So
well done.
Did 2 raids. But yeah, I still like that game. I didn't play it as much as I did the week before, but I still played it a good 10, 15 hours or so.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with it. There's I think the Aquaman event is over, the summer event. They announced that DC Metal stuff is coming beginning of September. So I don't know. We'll see. But it's fun jumping in, just getting better gear, just that, the grind, that MMO grind of everything, but it's fun.
That's cool.
And then I did get to stretch the graphics card stuff on a computer with Wolfenstein Youngblood this week.
That's the one I played.
Yeah. What'd you think so far?
Yeah, so I only played the first level. There's few things worth noting already that I like and I don't think I like.
I like the Beavis and Butthead sister.
They're
smarter than Beavis and Butthead, but they've got that kind of like dumb,
like fuck it, we're gonna do it
attitude.
Yeah,
yeah, and just like they keep like cracking each other up with little things and.
And even their friend, like the brief exposure I've seen of the friend,
she's got a little Daria vibe to it that kind of cuts between Beavis and Butthead, just like, you guys are stupid. Like that.
Like she's smart, she's like the nerd,
yeah.
But she's also like,
she's there with them,
why,
right? Like
she's they're like best friends or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the stuff where they're like in the elevators later on when you start fucking around with those, and it cuts to like this, it's the loading screen, but the loading screen is the security camera footage of them in an elevator, and they're just fucking dancing, not unlike Beavis and Butthead when a Metallica song comes on.
Just punching and kicking.
Yeah, it's that.
It's like what the early on the best friend, I forget her name.
Abby.
That might be it.
Yeah.
She takes her mom's helicopter. She's like, "We're going to the burger joint. See
ya." Yeah, we're going to get a burger. Yeah. So this game's a little bit different than the first 2 what was it? New Order and
The new
Old
Colossus. The new
Old,
Colossus.
yeah, New Order and New Colossus. Were they
Yeah.
both new?
Yeah.
All right.
Because Old Blood was
Old
DLC.
Blood, yeah.
All right. And then this is Youngblood. So once it gets going, you are in you kind of get these selectable missions, and you're just in an open stage, and you can kind of like linger there without a real end state. Like you kind of complete the thing, and there's never like a.
So there's like a hub.
So there's a hub. Like remember in Wolfenstein 2 how you go back to like the ship.
Yeah.
And you're on
okay.
there and you run it. There is one of those. There's like you're in the catacombs of Paris, which is really cool because there's fucking skulls all on the wall and stuff. And they built this little base in the catacombs. And you kind of meet people, but you literally like run around the thing, spam E as you talk to people and just collect the missions. Then you go to the map and that takes you use the metro to get to different parts of Paris. But they're all interconnected. So you can freely just jump to one. As long as you've unlocked that metro point, you can kind of quick travel to any of those. But it'll be a thing where you have like an objective, and completing that objective, there's never like a ending cutscene. Like there's, like the last two games, you kind of expect that.
It's very linear in that.
And even in
regard.
traditional ass like old school Wolfenstein 3D, like you would go through a maze of a level, you get to the end, and then it gets to the next. Like you just kind of
So
linear
after
in
it's
that way.
done, you just have to make your way back.
From what so I've found that in this game I keep getting lost, like both during a mission while I still have an active objective marker and after I've completed that objective. I find that during a mission Abby will call out to you and there's like bonuses you can get, or it seems like you're kind of like maybe you're messing with the current state of something to prevent something later or whatever. So as you're running through, it'll be like, hey, there's a car up here that they're going to put an important political figure in. You should put a bomb in the trunk of it. You're like, okay, I can do that. So you kind of go out of your way, find the little thing. It pops up really easily. You walk up, hit E, boom, drop a bomb in, keep moving on with your regular objective. But there's some of those where you kind of feel like, oh shit, I should go back and do that. It's like, hey, there's an important scientist back here. You should kill him. So you're like, but I'm right here. I gotta go. All right, I'll run back real quick. I know exactly where it is. You run back, and at that point, that area has respawned all of the villains or all the enemies that were there. So yeah, so you kind of take out a whole wave again, which is fine because there's RPG stuff in this. So you're leveling up along the way, and then you take them out. You go take out that scientist. You get a little attaboy, and you keep going toward the objective. But like, I spent more time, I think, like just kind of fucked up, knowing like, do I just go back to the catacombs now, or what do I do, or do I queue the next mission and then kind of go from that? Like, there's no real like sense of like, Jesus, there's no real sense of logic to the progression. I find I don't know.
Excuse me.
I'm not.
You're
there
early,
yet.
right?
Yeah,
But,
I'm very early. I'm like getting back to the catacombs after the first mission
okay.
and that first boss fight.
And I find my other big problem with this so far is I just deleted my note. Is sorry, deleting my note really fucked me up. Like totally broke my train of thought. The same problems I had with Dishonored, where the game kind of suggests or encourages stealth behavior, but doesn't really give you a real way to do stealth in a way that feels good.
Did you notice the opening credits?
Well, yeah, right? And that made it all ever the more clear that this was an Arkane game and not...
Arkane Studios helped with the game.
I feel like
I
they probably did the game. Like, this feels more like that than... I don't know, maybe I'm crazy.
No, I mean, Wolfenstein and two...
I'm thinking of the same way that, like, the Rage 2 had, id's name on it, but it was really... Avalanche, right? Or like this, I wonder how much of this was Machine Games and how much of this was
Well, it
Arkane.
had been the Prey team then. Which upsets me.
It's just like you see it with the little collectible coins everywhere, all over the place. Like that was very much a Dishonored thing.
Yeah, I mean, Prey also had like a bunch of like health items. I know like Wolfenstein did that too, but I feel like there's just a lot of like health and plate.
I mean, yeah, like I'm walking across. There was like a ship I was on or something where you walk through a cafeteria and it's just like just picking up donuts and whatever, getting little like 5 or 10 hits of health. And that stuff I don't mind so much. It's really like the layout of a stage. Like I tend to like not feel like I need to follow what the game wants me to follow. I end up just going, all right, I'm going to pull out my weapon wheel and I'm going to go to the shotgun and then I'm going to run through this room and just trigger all across until everything is dead and then move on. The only time I'm running into trouble is like when a super soldier shows up or one of the big dog things shows up, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'll stand behind this cover for an extra second and then I'll throw a grenade and then move forward. And so the difference here, though, is there's the co-op aspect, right? So you're playing as these sisters, Jess and Soph, BJ's daughters, and there's a strong encouragement that you play cooperatively. So the first time I booted it up, and I don't know if you had this, I could not figure out how to turn off. I wanted to just be me. I didn't want to have the option for someone to join me.
It seemed weird, but
you need to click those teeny tiny arrows. I was like clicking everything out, and nothing was working. And
I just did what I ended up doing was just private and friends only.
Yeah.
Which,
you.
Yeah.
If you jumped in.
Right. So I didn't. At first, I had jumped in and it was just me, and it was fine. And I felt like difficulty wise, I was doing all right. And then like the second stage, it queued me in with some dude, and all of a sudden I was hitting the ground every other second, and it felt like the difficulty like jumped, which. They do a smart thing, like they leave difficulty independent for the players. So you could be on the max difficulty, I could be on the minimum, and we'd both have the same difficulty experience. The other side of it is, I never set a difficulty.
It's in the settings.
But you have to like manually go dig it out, right?
It doesn't do the Wolfenstein 2 thing of like...
baby mode or...
you're a pussy, you're a god, you know.
Right, yeah, it's none of that.
It's literally just like normal, hard, difficult, I think challenging. And I think there was an easy.
Was there like a Mein Leben or whatever the hell?
No. It was just that. And it was buried in the settings. The only reason I got there was because I was like, ooh, let me see the fucking graphics settings. Right.
So that was kind of weird, but, fine. I figured maybe it's doing a smarter thing where it adjusts difficulty. Because honestly, I hate the Wolfenstein difficulty. Like, it's cute, it's great, haha, yeah, cool, but
I like it.
I fucking hate that thing where it's like, you should be playing like this. You know what I mean? Like, fuck off.
No.
You know what I mean?
You know?
Like,
I never had to play the game.
But then you feel bad and you feel like I don't know, whatever. That's beside the point. But, yes, I felt like immediately playing with someone else, I was like, ugh. So I ended up figuring out you can turn that off, and I kept playing through. The problem I'm running into now is if I kind of go a little heavy into it, because I tend to do that, and I'm downed, which it's nice compared to Wolfenstein 2, because if you were down before, you were fucking down, you restart checkpoint. Now, the other sister will come and revive you. You hit space to call them over, and they'll come get you, or they'll just kind of get you automatically, except for when they don't. Because there's been times where, like, and sometimes you're like, all right, well, they're in a firefight, so they can't grab me now. I get that. But there's times where, like, there's no firefight. There was one where I was like, hey, hitting space bars, nothing. And then bleed out. And you have 3 potential shared life hearts that you get.
Yeah.
So if one of you bleeds out, it'll pull from that rather than killing you and restarting the checkpoint. So, you lose one of those, and it's... But the game feels a lot of, like, really good too. Still feels like a Wolfenstein. Like, I'm feeling good shooting. The movement feels really good. Like,
it feels like a Wolfenstein game. Like
running through and jumping and sprinting. I just unlocked. So from the start, you can kind of choose whether you want certain things, and one of them you can choose is like an invisibility cloak or the option to do that like slam pound. Did you get to that in the last game?
I never played 2.
Or was it in the first one? That like
2 had the decision of like what to do.
But did 1 have that like charge you can do?
I don't think
so. It was just like everything had a
story reason.
Got it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. So there's a charge mechanic you get into, and from the start in this one you can choose to have either the charge mechanic or a cloaking. And I went with cloaking. But I got to a point where you can unlock you like level up to a certain point and you can unlock the charge.
If you look through the controls, the key bindings, it gives away like so many of the powers you're gonna get.
It's like he'd press this to dual wield when unlocked.
I was like, all right, can't wait to start doing that.
Yeah. So it feels like Wolfenstein, and like shooting, all that. It feels good. there's a good satisfaction of like you've got the commanders who are there. So if a commander's on the screen, and they are alerted to your presence, then they will keep calling units until you kill them. So there's something, and they're weak too. They're not like super strong. So one good hit with a shotgun will kill them. Something great about just holding shift and running forward and just hitting shift and just pulling the trigger and just see their head just explode. They're just like half a body. It's fun, but it's not. I don't know.
It's not the same formula. I can already
Which
tell
I kind of like because I got kind of tired of 2 by the end of 2. This I feel like I like it better than 2 in some parts, and other parts not so much. I really hate the progression in this, like the
level stuff, the RPG stuff. Because I can tell you right now, I'm
no,
get
I
sick
don't
of that.
mind that.
I'm
What part? What do you mean?
like the fact that I have a level now on my character, and there is a number next to an enemy now. That's gonna that bothers the hell out of me in a Wolfenstein game.
I don't even pay attention to it. I just run forward and shoot them.
Well, I have a feeling that late game, like I'm gonna have to do so many of these.
But they scale with you.
Is it that they scale with me, or is it that like by the end of the game I'm gonna need to be level 25 to even attempt the last boss or whatever their setup is?
You can't get into the levels without being a certain level, right? Like, so you can't, there's, the main thing in this is you have to kill 3 brothers, I think is what it is, or something like that's your main whatever.
Yeah.
You can't unlock those stages until you are level 25 or level 30 or something like that. So... Right. But honestly, like you get there quick.
I mean, yeah,
like,
I'm already at like 4 or 5.
Just by
that was
me,
just the first.
Yeah, just by me doing the things, I'm at 25 or 26 now. Just from like running. I've barely done any of the missions either. I think my completed number of missions is like 6, and it's not anything.
All right. Well, I mean, like I said, first level. We'll see how that goes. But what? Oh, the armor weapon weakness system. I like because it was pseudo there in the second one. So did you notice on your weapon wheel that do you use the weapon wheel or do you use the key bindings?
I just use the shotgun until when the ammo runs out, it'll
auto
kick me to a different one, and then after I've cleared a room, I'm like, I bet I got some shotgun ammo, and I hold V, and then I drag okay, I got my shotgun back.
So when you hit the weapon wheel, next to the ammo, there's a little circle with a little symbol, and they're tough to distinguish. That's my one complaint about it. But those match up with the armor dashes on some of the enemies.
Oh!
So some weapons do better against certain enemies as opposed to other ones. There's like a soft armor and a hard armor.
See, I've been doing this thing called throw grenade until armor's gone, and then shotgun in the face a whole lot. And then there's the weapon leveling where you get like...
Yes, I like that as well. Yeah.
Right, I've been doing that, so I got a thing that...
It's weird that it's a currency of silver and you do it on the fly, whatever.
If you stack 3 of them of the same type, you get a boost to that thing. So I got a boost to headshot damage, I think. And then I literally, like those big motherfuckers, I don't know if you've seen the super soldiers yet.
Yeah, I've seen one, yeah.
Right, they've got a lot of armor or whatever. I just literally walk up point blank and then pull the trigger until my fucking clip's empty. I don't care what damage I'm taking. Then I go hide behind something, reload, walk back up, and do it again.
Or spam T. Like, hey partner.
So that's badass. The T, what Matt's talking about is you have a...
it's like a partner boost.
They call it a pep boost.
Yeah.
You're giving each other pep. And
Aronies?
I wish.
That'd be cool.
And you either choose between health or armor. So it'll either boost by 50 points your health or armor. Or, I'm sorry, it takes 50 points and disperses it between you and your partner. So you get 25 each. And what's badass is when you hit T and you're boosting armor, it just throws up fucking devil horns. And she goes, hey, so if you fucking rock. And then like...
25 armor.
25 armor. And you can both do that back and forth as the meter refills over time.
Yeah, there's one. Cool. It's the like the rock.
Yeah.
The rock symbol would be like armor, and then I think the other one's like a wave though.
The default one for health was thumbs up, which is why I didn't choose that.
Yeah, thumbs up is health. The rock symbol is armor. So we hypothetically could each choose.
Yeah, you choose the health. I choose
and
the
then, we're constantly boosting each other.
And then you do, not unlike the choosing cloak or charge, you do unlock the other symbols. So if I decided, and they have that's a whole other like thing you can get. Like You can make it so that they like bow or do a dance instead. Like you can call different things. It's all dumb, whatever. But it'd be fun for co-op stuff, like just to show off.
But yeah, so I like that whole armor and weapon system because it was there in the second game. I just feel like I melted some enemies better with some weapons than others. But I like how they actually identify it this time and they call attention to it. And then and I get this because of what it is, but the always online thing and pausing to read journal entries and stuff,
Fuck that.
it doesn't go together. They either need to do something different to keep it going, or it needs to pause. Like a hard fucking pause for 5 seconds or something.
Because even when I turn off online and I was playing offline, like I don't even have it set to like private friends can join.
Mm-hmm.
I had it set to fucking nothing, and I'm like, oh, I gotta pee, and I fucking come back and I'm just dead. I'm like, what? I was fucking. There's no pause state.
And it's like, especially that first level, there's so many those little computer terminals. They explain the game, and I haven't played Wolfenstein since I beat 2.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, let me refresh myself on some of these mechanics.
Nope.
No, I mean, unless I was not seen yet, I was like having to kill all the enemies and then come back through and like read all these things.
Yeah, it didn't feel good.
And it was trying to explain some of the new mechanics too, like with the silver and the weapon upgrades and the little pep talks. But
you don't have time to read it because otherwise.
So I did not like that too much. But I feel like I have a lot more fun with this game playing like with you or someone else.
Yeah, we should jump in and try it.
I like the idea of like this hub and there's missions as you go, because I was wondering how the hell they're going to do like a linear thing with this and then the leveling system, but it makes a little bit more sense kind of going off you. And then
it's really only 3 missions I can think of so far that are gated by having a certain level cap. The rest of them you just need to get. They kind of unlock either through discovery or through like completion of other missions. You'll then like there was one where I had to go find the laser. So I find the laser and it's like, oh shit, we need a battery for it. So then I get a new mission, go find a battery for the laser. You get the battery, go put the battery in the laser. You know what I mean? It's that kind of shit.
And I was going to say the last thing, and you kind of already said about how the structure of the game sets up, but at least or very early on, I like the sisters and the story setup and the kind of the way they were starting to tell it. Like it was, they pretty much pop you in after a cutscene, and it doesn't make sense why you're there.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes back in time to explain how you got there, but it still doesn't. There's still a couple dots I think that are yet to be connected on how you started the game.
Yeah.
So I like the way they're kind of bouncing back and forth, and every time the cutscenes come on, the sisters are fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
Their friend Abby, you said.
Yeah.
It's fucking hysterical. Even the Paris Catacombs woman, she's just like this fucking smoker. And whatever. Yeah,
that's good.
And that's what Wolfenstein does well. Is always the characters, always like these like just strong, fucking distinct characters. They'll have their own like personalities.
That's the one part that I'm kind of disappointed with so far too. Is like they do work really well together and they're dynamic. You do feel it, but you don't. There's not a lot of it.
Damn.
Like, because you know how Wolfenstein 2 was just like littered with cutscenes. Like you kind of hit a thing, cutscene, hit a thing.
Oh
cutscene.
yeah.
Not as many in this.
Even in the ship, like I feel like I walked into the wrong room in the ship and I was trying to do something else, and like you and Anna are having a conversation.
Yeah, right. And this is like not that. Like a lot of the where there would have been animated cutscenes, like as you enter a new mission, it's like an aerial view of the map with a VO of what your mission is in this, and then it kind of cuts you in. You know, a lot of the like character building moments you're getting are like just the little quips of dialogue they shout at each other as you're running through a stage. But there's far fewer like fleshed out cut scenes you're viewing, which I think detracts a little bit from that character building. But then those moments of them screaming like, you know, you fucking rock, like that gives you at least who they are. Albeit it's not like super deep. Like there's not that extra layer of stuff.
And then is this canon? That's the last thing I always.
Yeah, I guess the ending's gonna tell us that, right? Like,
all right, cause Mark, do you know everything that happens? I mean, we did talk about Game of the Year. Yeah. Well, let's talk at the break, cause there's a line, and I don't remember that happened in the second one unless I'm fucking I have short-term memory loss now. All of a sudden, I don't remember anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll talk at the break.
Yeah, but
Good. So far, so good.
I like it generally. You know what I mean? There's some stuff I'm being nitpicky about. Curious to see how I feel by the end of it, but
It looks fucking good on a 2060.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one thing I have a complaint about. Every advertisement of this game would seem to suggest that as you're running through, it's just fucking neon, fucking day glow.
Yeah.
None of it, man. None of it. The most you get out of that great 80s synth music is like you burst into a scene, you spray everybody in the room, and then you're like, wait, I think I hear music. And you walk over and there's like a juke or a fucking, what do you call those things?
Jukebox?
No, the little one that you carry around and break dance with.
Boombox?
Boombox. Jesus Christ. All right. Yeah, there's a boombox in the corner of like a soldier station that's like, as you
Damn.
get closer to it, you'll hear
That's
it.
a little upsetting.
But yeah, none of it. And then you'll find cassette tapes as a collectible throughout the thing because there's so many fucking collectibles in this. And if you go to the menu, you can hover over one and hit play. And I was like, oh, okay, well, there it is, right? Let me go back to go back and it just cuts it off. As soon as you exit the menu,
Damn.
no fucking music. I was like, bullshit.
So you're saying like the closest I'm going to get to 80s vibe is the fact that the year turned to 1980 and I saw the Youngblood card and that was about it?
That was it.
That's a little upsetting.
If you'd like that vibe, I would suggest you have your iPad next to you. You pull up a picture of what the 80s look like, and then you play some shit from iTunes out of your iPad because you're not going to get it while you're playing this.
Damn, that's a little upsetting.
Yeah, it sucks.
Sorry, Cyberpunk will bring us back.
Yeah. Speaking of Cyberpunk, I joined the world of Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Wizarding World. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Woo. No, nothing to do with Cyberpunk. But Fire Emblem 3 Houses also came out Friday, and I've started it. I'm not too far into it. But this is a different Fire Emblem game than I'm used to. There's a strong emphasis on the hub world and the relationship building in a way that, I mean, my experience with Fire Emblem is, I would say all of the ones on GBA, I've at least smattered with. Is that a good verb for that? You know, I've like started them, gotten a little bit in. That's about it. You get some story beats that are, you know, kind of whatever. And you kind of, the main focus in those is always like battle with story cut in. This seems like battles are interrupting the story in a way and all of the other stuff. Like, not that battles feel like an afterthought. It just seems like there's a lot of emphasis on really getting to know the hub world and getting to know all of the characters there within. So this one's a little bit different. Again, the last few games have kind of leaned into this relationship thing. So you kind of take your main character and buddy him up with someone. And same thing with other characters. You kind of get them to work together on the battlefield, which builds their relationship. And the stronger their relationship is, the more they want to bang and then make what are called children, who then grow up to be soldiers in your army. This, no banging. I can't do that. You know why you can't do that, Mark? Because you're a teacher. You can't be banging your students.
I mean,
I think
it's just frowned upon.
You shouldn't be banging your students. But I do like this angle, right? Like this approach where you are kind of grooming these kids to fit your needs for battle, I guess, which is kind of weird and fucked up in a different way. But
manipulating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're a teacher. You go to this school and you kind of like, the beginning of the game is very like, it reminded me of Fire Emblem Awakening, where you're kind of just like, who am I? What am I? Where did I come from? That kind of thing. Because they had the whole, did you guys play, did you play Awakening?
Very little.
Remember how like Lucina was like this weird, like, who the hell is she? And then she kept saying she was Marth and all that. Yeah, whole whatever. It's that kind of thing where you kind of like wake up and time stands still and you're talking to that. You've probably seen for the advertisements for this, like the girl with the green hair who's sitting on like a throne.
Yeah. She
kind of stops time and pulls you into her little realm and she's talking to you and she's like, hey, time's stopped right now. And you're like, what? And that's how you like set up who you are and whatever. Then you come back and there's some dude who tells you he's your dad. And
I'm your daddy.
He's a great warrior. And
of course he is.
Then someone's like, you're the daughter of a great warrior, so you're going to be, we want you to teach here. Whatever. How you become a teacher is not relevant to what you actually do.
You're a wizard, Harry.
It's a whole dumb. in the actual school, you choose one of the 3 houses to kind of align yourself with. So there's the Black Eagles, the Golden Deer, and the Blue Lions. I might be wrong about that. But you pick one of the 3 houses, which gives you a set kind of class of students that you're directly responsible for. And then you can recruit other students from other houses to your class. So if there's one who you're like, oh, they're a really good archer and I want more archery on my team, you can kind of go around the campus and meet students. And by beefing up skills of yours, it lets them join your class.
You can do vice versa too, right? Can you send students to...
Exactly, right. So if there's like the other professors might be better in one thing or another and you want yours to get stronger with that, you can send them out to that class to then
So
come
like,
back.
what are you a teacher in?
Combat, I guess.
Ergonomics, like John Cena.
Yeah, exactly. So you get a pair of jorts at the beginning. I guess combat skills and
Okay.
whatever.
So these are all like kind of not really military based, but
It's not military as much as it is like we're always eternally preparing for war, right? There's
but it's
always
like, hey, you want to perfect in like marksmanship, you go over to here. You
Yeah.
need more infantry front linemen, you come here.
And then there's stuff like your seminar can be focused on marksmanship or flight or whatever. You can also choose students to go do specific group tasks. So like this morning I played a little bit and had 2 of the students go pair up to learn how to fly because one's an archer and one is my healer. And if both of them can fly, that would give them a little more mobility on the battlefield to get to different spots faster. Or they can they'll have better range to travel.
How do they fly? Dragons?
Yeah.
Or Pegasus?
Both? You were looking at it, weren't you? One was a dragon, I think one was one and one was the other.
Huh.
Oddly enough. So yeah, you kind of do that and there's a lot of, again, big emphasis on just traveling through this campus and talking to as many people as you can and doing all these little side missions. And I believe most of that you could probably skip if you wanted to, but by doing it, you're enhancing your relationship with not only your own students, but students around the campus to, again, recruit them into your class and get them onto the battlefield. And then there's all of these battles kind of that, punctuate each week of schooling. So like Monday through Friday, you'll have there's like blank days that you don't actually do anything on. But then there's days where okay, this is a teaching day, so you have to spend the time figuring out what you're going to teach. Oh, this is a day for roaming and exploring, so you're going through and doing these things. And let me go have dinner with these 2 students because that'll make them like me better, and then they'll do better in class. It's all that kind of stuff, which is
Go to Skateland with them.
yeah, you go hang out there. You buy them a pizza. Don't tell nobody, but I'll get you guys a 12-pack. And then you get the battles kind of maybe once a week or however they parse it out. And the battles are pretty long, good, healthy battles, which
that looked like a lot from what I saw.
Yeah. And it's a good, healthy break from what I've been doing in Fire Emblem Heroes, right? Like those mobile battles are good, but they're mobile, right? So they're designed to be shorter, much tighter experiences, where you've got this big, wide open field. And this game, being the first Fire Emblem on console in a decade, has a lot of range and I don't know what else to quantify it, but Fire Emblem is all grid based, right? So you move your character to attack, and as soon as it goes to attack animation, because it's all on Switch and they can do a lot more, whatever you're standing in, the camera kind of falls into the battle and it pulls in directly where you're standing. So if you've got your character hiding in some trees from a top-down view, when the camera falls in, it's right there where they are, and it knows it does a really good job of pulling in the environment, making you feel immersed in it.
So it's just the same exact background.
Right,
just
right,
because
right.
you're in that area.
Right. They're in a desert, so let's put a desert background. No, if I'm standing in the middle of a field, it knows that I'm in a field versus a forest versus,
That's cool.
even on the same map, it moves it all around. What I like about this, these were apparently in Shadow of Valentia, but I didn't play that, or Shadow of Valentia, whatever.
I think that's right.
These combat arts. So you have the option, as you level up your character, you'll learn different combat arts, which let you do a little bit stronger of an attack in exchange for a chip to your weapon durability. So there's always a trade-off, right? But sometimes it could mean the difference between victory and death. So pulling one of those, you're knocking people off the field, and then by completing battles, you're leveling up. Like you're still building your team up. And from what I understand, which I haven't gotten there yet, but this does a time jump at some point.
Oh yeah.
And
I think the trailer showed that.
Yeah, and you can see I've seen art at least of the 3 main characters from the 3 main houses, older and whatever. So I think everyone kind of jumps with you, and that can pay off. So I like it a lot. Some of that stuff is that interstitial relationship building stuff is kind of a lot to take in. Like there's a lot of reading heavy, like early on, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot, like a lot where I feel like I'm missing stuff, but it's good so far. I'm enjoying it.
That's good, at least. I wish I had more interest in them.
I feel like if you are going to play one, this is not a starter one. I don't think. I would go...
Yeah, I'm just not that big on strategy.
I think Awakening was good at parsing out a lot of that stuff. Like if you're ever like, I would want to do... Like, that would be the one I would still recommend. This does not feel like a good starter. I don't think. But
I also don't really care for school themes. So...
Yeah, I'm not crazy about that. I'm learning to like it. But it's something. So... well, we'll be back after a short break to talk about a little bit of the news from the week, and then that'll be it. So be right back. I need y'all to do a little something with me. I'm going to say something.
Okay.
After I say what I say, I need you both to repeat what I said. Not at the same time. I'll say it, and then Matt, you say it, and then after Matt says it, Mark, you say it. Okay?
I have the authority not to do this, depending on what you say.
No, you don't. I have the authority.
Because I know you.
Trust me. Ready?
Sometimes
I say, you say, you say. Ready? And listener, if you want to do it at home, play along. That'd be a good. While you're driving in your car, while you're sitting on your couch, you got us blasting through your home station. Thank you very much. Tell your neighbors about us. Repeat after me. Quake champions.
Quake champions.
Quake champions.
Perfect. So the 3 of us, and maybe potentially our listener at home, have just said the name of that game more than was said during the official keynote at QuakeCon this year.
Which was...
Oh, man.
What was the actual number? Because we said a 3.
0.
Okay, I just want to make sure the listener knows how many times he said it.
Yeah, shit, y'all didn't even need to fucking repeat after me. But we've now said it 3 times more than they did. What could have happened... Because I was like, oh, man, maybe they just didn't talk about Quake Champions because, like, that game's really dead. But what I like is whenever there's anything Bethesda-related these days, I just pop on over to that Quake Champions subreddit and see what kind of fun's going on.
Sounds like Valve and Artifact.
Yeah, right? It's got that same thing. Popped over, Quake Champions subreddit popping off. You know why? I know what you're thinking why, because, they're all mad. No, they're talking about a tournament that's happening. Like, they're all talking about...
The one they said on stage.
There was a Quake Champions thing happening during QuakeCon that was not mentioned.
I don't know about the tournament, but they definitely were talking about that Pro League.
That might have been what it was. But I don't know.
But that's the beauty of it all. They managed to talk about a brand new Quake esports league.
And
it debuting there. And did they say anything else about Quake in general? I think it was just that tournament, right? But they spent time during the keynote and never said the fucking words Quake Champions back to back.
Ridiculous.
That was the real takeaway. Yeah. They did talk about it, just never said the fucking name of the game.
So I mean, out of that too, this is our most recent news, I think, but there was no real big news. The biggest news is that Doom 1, 2, and 3 are now on other platforms, including
Switch.
It was Switch, PS4, and Xbox,
and then mobile for 1 and 2.
Mobile for 1 and 2, which is good because they were on mobile, but after the jump, when iOS jumped from 32 to 64-bit, the old 32-bit versions didn't work anymore.
I didn't know that happened. Yeah, I forgot they were there.
So, yeah. So that's cool. I didn't think about that. I should have bought them on my phone. And then there was a thing, in the first 24 hours after the release of Doom Classic on Switch, there was a subsequent meme that popped up about logging into a BethesdaNet login. Bethesda's tweeted as of Saturday morning that the BethesdaNet login requirement was included for the Slayers Club to reward members for playing the classic Doom games. The login should be optional, and we are working on changing the requirement to optional now. We will update everyone when a fix is ready.
So did that? I didn't check on that. Did that prevent people from playing if they were offline?
Correct.
So like you could like bypass it, but then 10 or 20 seconds later, it would just pop up again. It wouldn't stop.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You have to log in. And the Doom Slayers Club is something that was announced with the 25th anniversary of Doom this year, where you get rewards. Some of them you can, like, if you do enough Doom related things, you can get physical rewards or whatever, but it's fine. I mean, I had signed up for it just because, and I got Doom Slayer skins for everything in Wolfenstein. So like now my body armor is all Doom Slayer-y. Like it's got that same green and it's like burned in
Youngblood
different
Wolf?
spots.
Or?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Because you can change the skin. Yeah.
All my gun skins are like, they look like they've been burned. It's,
That's cool.
So that, I mean, that's cool, but yeah, it resulted in some really cool, people were making neat art out of the other news this week. Hideo Kojima talks about how the ladder in Death Stranding is influenced by Donkey Kong, which came out of a Comic-Con panel from last weekend, and I don't know, man.
He's so weird. I love him.
Like, what was it? Was it like, was he in an arcade playing Donkey Kong and like, ooh, how can I put Donkey Kong into this? Or was it, we want a ladder, and then that makes sense because games used to have ladders? What was the... Obviously, like, the ladder's used a lot differently in
maybe
Death Stranding.
He probably went to something very primitive and use it in a unique way.
Or maybe that was one of the things that Konami cut from Metal Gear Solid 5 was ladder ability, and he's now giving them a middle finger saying, look at these ladders.
Yeah. Shigeru Miyamoto did it years ago. Why can't I?
Yeah.
Jackie Chan
now we don't know what it is quite yet because this game looks very fucking weird and confusing.
Well, it's a new part of the strange genre.
Exactly. But that's what my question is. Does that incorporate Donkey Kong into the strange genre?
Oh. You saying Norman Reedus is going to be up there doing the DK rap, John Cena style?
I'm saying if ladders were inspired by Donkey Kong, is Donkey Kong loosely in the strange genre of video games?
I'm going to say yes. You think about it, right? Like
exactly.
We are all connected by playing. We've all played Donkey Kong, and we are all one because we've played Donkey Kong. And if you've not played Donkey Kong, are you really one of us? That's what I'm asking. Are you real or are you an alien? If you're an alien, maybe you should be in the sky floating with Mads Mikkelsen. If you're not, you should be playing Donkey Kong at your local arcade, brought to you by Billy Mitchell. That's all I got to say on that.
I have a valid question about this game now. Is this PS4 first or PS4
Yes.
PC?
I think it's just PS4 first.
Death Stranding?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's only PlayStation.
Oh, did nobody see that weird thing?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
The weird German website?
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
For like a second, there was like an Xbox thing, and it said like coming first to PS4 or something, and then like immediately after it got taken off or something like that.
For Death Stranding?
Yes.
Interesting.
Weird. I'm at a spot now where I don't want to play anything on PlayStation anymore.
Oh, wait. Sorry. No. Not Death Stranding. I'm getting confused with Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, I knew about that.
Yeah. Never mind.
Maybe I just saw a Reddit thread or whatever that was like, because this game's not technically a Sony first party, is there a chance it goes to PC?
I think it is a Sony first party. Like, I think they funded a lot of this.
Yeah, I think they were saying like Kojima Productions.
Kojima's not a first party studio, but the game I'm pretty sure is.
Or maybe I'm
kind of like From Software.
Well,
right?
More like Bloodborne, right? Like Bloodborne is a Sony IP.
Yeah,
From is not, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And he might even own the IP rights in this case, but this game is, specifically
Wait, because it's using the same engine as Horizon.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something to do with it.
Yeah. But I mean,
Right.
same case. Like these are all x86 architecture. Like both consoles, you could probably easily port that engine over to Xbox if you needed to.
Oh, fun little
Of
fact.
course, I don't know. What the
There's
fuck I'm
Death
talking
Stranding
about.
Easter eggs in Horizon.
Weird.
Shut the fuck up. Is there really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
Like
goes deeper.
now or
Yes.
before?
The whole time there was.
Yeah. You find a ladder. and you-
What the
Um,
fuck? I need to
yeah,
look into this.
I'll send you the link.
So while Kojima might be borrowing the ladder from Donkey Kong, it looks like Blizzard is borrowing an entire character design in its new 31st hero, Sigma. Mark, you want to tell us about Sigma? I feel like you would know better than...
He a maverick.
Is this just a Mega Man villain?
It's pretty close. Like I feel like this would be like the prequel that led up to it, and then as Matt's saying, it's
I was
also
gonna say, is
there's
that
a
the
lot
Lex
of
Luthor design from Injustice?
Yeah.
there's a lot of Lex Luthor inspiration there too. Yeah, it's just some crazy the bald dude who kind of looks. He's had weird stuff on his eye. Like there's a lot of similarities between the design of Sigma and Sigma.
Yeah.
Look, I knew that because of our video series about Injustice.
I'm just wondering
Little
how.
plug.
Yeah, I'm wondering how
Go
aware
check
they
that
were.
out.
They had to have been like somewhat aware. I mean, did you watch that video?
I saw that he has no shoes on. He's walking around barefoot, making
Dude.
people feel all kinds of sexy.
Like that was probably their eeriest teaser yet for a character. Because he's just like kind of going insane because he's pretty much just like unlocked some type of, I think like portal to like knowledge or something.
I
Like,
wish this game had a weird story mode.
yes,
Yeah.
because it's in the comics, it's in the cinematics. They have this whole universe. They have sides. It's very like X-Men
Yeah. Just make a
Yeah.
fucking movie. I don't care. Like, just let me
or that.
Yeah, no, like,
string it all together.
but they do these teasers that are weird as shit or whatever.
And
then-
beautiful. like,
yeah.
so good looking.
And sometimes during certain events or like seasons, they will do these little mini game modes you can do cooperatively. It's
Yeah.
you,
Yeah,
three other
the
people.
Halloween one.
against
Yeah, yeah,
that we
yeah.
played.
Yeah, well, I think that one's annual, but there's ones that are about the story too.
Yeah, all right.
And where it's it's PVE, and it's
Mm.
like, just do it. Just do a single player. You got it. It's there. Everything's there for you. Just do it.
One day. That's a game I should go back to now too. I can't. I don't even have that launcher on my computer yet.
Yeah. I almost reinstalled like not for this character, but just I was thinking about it recently, and I was like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm not."
I haven't played in so long. I'm like wondering. I can't really imagine like how different it is from when I played
I know that-
because moves have changed. You know,
Yeah.
like the whole meta of it. The
Dude,
tiers.
I mean, this is the last time I played, but I played Mercy for 5 seconds. Like, oh no!
Yeah. I could fuck around with it. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, they have that whole new they have that tool set now, that modder tool.
Yeah, you can
Like
kind
that
of make
Steam
your
Workshop
own
thing.
game. Yeah.
I've seen some interesting stuff from that.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Not like that.
Well, hopefully, we'll be seeing interesting stuff out of the Knights trademark. Sega has filed a trademark for Knights Dream Wheel in Japan. Is it time for a new Knights game?
I don't know what this is.
It's long overdue.
Knights is that like little clown,
Dabbing?
the dabbing clown, jester.
I always thought Jester.
Yeah,
I mean, same thing.
this one's got the hat though.
Yeah,
You know?
it's got the cool.
So yeah, Knights into Dreams back Sega Saturn. Like 23 years ago.
There was a Wii game too.
And then there was the Wii one, Knight's Journey of Dreams in
Was that a port?
2007. It was a sequel.
Okay.
They ported it to PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, and PC.
Yeah, here's the thing. Don't play OG Knights on Steam. Tell you that much.
Why?
Controls are ass.
Never played those. I liked the levels when I played through the racing games.
I think what I mostly did was a demo at Toys R Us for the most part because I never owned a Saturn. My friend owned it. I maybe played very little. I didn't understand it until later in my life. It's very wacky, but you know it's cool, charming. You just float through stuff. I think it's like I don't want to call it a platformer, but it's kind of a platformer except you're flying the whole time. You just like circling around shit and going through loops.
Update. I apparently fell into a new bracket with my 30th birthday because now the sponsored links in the bottom of bullshit websites are telling me that guys over 40 are happy to pay to play this strategy game. So over 30 is just basically dead at this point is what I'm reading from that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're right there, man.
30's new 20.
Speaking of playing demos,
13 going on 30.
the Oninaki demo is now available. Oninaki, the new one from the folks that did Lost Sphere and I Am Setsuna and all that. I downloaded it to my Switch but did not play it yet. Did you all play that?
Nope.
Interested in playing that?
Not right now.
Another one of those games I don't know what you're talking about.
This one looks more polished than the last
It's
one.
a JRPG where you recruit dead girls, basically.
Oh, that's cool.
And you use them as different weapons and perks and stuff. Ghost girls or whatever.
Demo available on PC as well, so you can get it now. Try now.
My new question: does it ray trace?
TBD. You didn't try QuakeCon?
No, I didn't. No, not yet.
Did you try getting your Joy-Con fixed? Because apparently if you are trying to get your Joy-Con fixed, you can reach out to Nintendo, and an internal memo, as reported by one Patrick Klepek of Vice Games, you don't need to pay for it.
All right. Save you $40. I guess that's good considering it feels like a temporary fix because it could just happen again with the whole drifting. Like, I don't know how good of a fix it would actually be. So I think that makes sense to where you don't want to keep paying $40, sending it in. Just, that's probably why it's free.
From what I understood, the first go around of this, when it was doing it before, the drift was happening because of, in the left Joy-Con specifically, there was like a piece of padding, like conductive padding or something, near the Bluetooth sensor that was not strong or large enough.
Right.
So there's a weird thing where it kind of like forgets to connect or something. So people who are breaking the warranty and doing it themselves were just adding literally like a piece of aluminum foil to bridge that connection. Sending it in, I think they just add another piece of padding or something. But the internal memo, says that customers will no longer be requested to provide proof of purchase for Joy-Con repairs. Additionally, it is not necessary to confirm warranty status. If a customer requests a refund for a previously paid Joy-Con repair, confirm the prior repair, and then issue a refund. So,
I mean, good on them. I mean, it's a little weird that it's internal and they're not talking about it, but I also get that at the same time. You have not had any problems with drift or I know you did on the original, but have you gotten another set since? That's your only set.
I've been holding out for those Atomic Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got one half of one.
I have
Guys, a quarter because it's not even atomic and it's on the left side, right?
I also can't click in.
The
stick, but
I noticed a brief drift on my gray one during tennis, but it was only like. It was like the controller wouldn't disconnect or anything. It would just be like if I was getting ready to serve in tennis, my guy would just start walking to the right. That was it though. As soon as I recentered, it's like your Xbox controller almost.
Yeah.
It's not even that bad either.
Give like a calibration thing you could do, but that also didn't do anything. But like GameCube did it perfectly. Because Smash would have that drift, or because like even 64 would have the drift, but only because if you hold in the direction while turning it on, it thinks that is the center.
That's zero. Yeah.
So it kept doing it. Man, So do you remember the whole issue? I'm stealing from Easy Allies, but do you remember that whole thing with Mario Party? Where kids were getting their hands hurt within 10 to 20 minutes of that, and they their way to fix it was to send you a glove.
A glove, yeah.
But do you know how to get the glove? You had to cut out the proof of purchase, and then you had to trace your hand on a piece of paper so they could size the glove and send it to you.
Is that a real thing?
Wow. But what you got was some weightlifting glove anyway.
Yeah.
It was so so when you spin your palm on that joystick. But since then they've taken that kind of stuff out in Mario Party. But
if I had a Mario Party glove, I would think I would actually play Mario Party.
I don't think I had a Nintendo thing on it or anything. It was just a basic ass.
Of course it didn't.
I kind of wish it did.
I have one on Mario
I don't know.
Party
I haven't
Glove.
seen it. I just heard it described to me, but that's hilarious to trace your hand. And
What would you want on it? Like a 64 logo or a
I think I would want like
picture of Mario in a cowboy hat?
Yeah, just your favorite Mario Party character right in the center of your
Right in
palm.
the center.
So,
So,
it's-
as you do it, you're just rubbing
Yeah.
its face away. I like that a lot.
uh,
No, to answer your question, I have experienced that drift. What I've noticed on mine is that it's only when I've got my Switch on the like side of the TV in the dock, like kind of like, and I'm leaning a certain way back. Like it's a distance thing for me more than anything. I've seen from different reports and things that people are running into it when they're like handheld mode with the Joy-Con connected, which I've never had.
that was me with Pokemon.
Weird.
Like it wouldn't exactly like drift, but it would like my character wouldn't run. It would be between like starting to run, and
Oh,
that's,
that
so
weird
he
little
so he
hiccup.
just like just like stuttering the whole way. And I don't know if that's really a drift thing or not, but it's definitely that joystick related.
Weird. And I got two more things here, I think, unless there's anything else. Monster Rancher 1 port due out in 2019 in Japan.
Man, this brings back memories.
I know, that's why I popped it in here. That's fucking cool.
How many CDs did you put into your PlayStation?
So I never played this game.
No,
No. But I feel like I
Uh,
should have.
I think it's like part. I don't remember too much of it. I remember like the battling part of it, which I think it was kind of likened to Pokemon Stadium or something.
Yeah.
And I think you could train them.
Did this
like-
also have the barcode thing?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about barcode, but
There was a game where you had to scan barcodes or maybe I made this game up in my head.
there is a handheld thing called scanners. Where you had like little monsters, you would scan different barcodes in like a grocery store or something.
I thought this was like, I don't know,
It sounds familiar though.
barcode game PS1.
But like I never really played a game. We were just obsessed with like whatever CD you put in, any kind of like music CD, a CD-ROM or whatever, it would register you a new monster to have, and it'd be like weird fusion. So we put in like, you know, like my friend's mom's like Celine Dion CDs and Britney Spears, and then we'd also put in some weird PC games, and it was something. That was just fun to do.
There's a lot of barcode games. Stuff for Game Boy and Game Boy Color and Game
What was the
Boy-
name of the album? Chocolate Starfish?
Yeah.
Chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored
And
water.
hot dog flavored water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
That Limp Biscuit. Get a Limp Biscuit Fred Durst monster.
Digimon Frontier did it apparently.
Frontier.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It was a Japanese only release.
Oh, okay.
Take a look around.
I thought that was a thing, or maybe I just heard people talk. Maybe Barcode Battler. Is that what I'm thinking of?
Sounds like a shopping game.
Was it like a DS game?
I remember PS1 being a thing. Maybe I'm just mistaking Monster Hunter or Monster Rancher with that, but yeah, the idea that like you'd fucking scan a thing of Campbell's soup and it would make a creature for you. But that was Monster Rancher, right? You'd put a CD in, it would make a. That's cool as hell.
No, this is mine on soup.
I mean, like some of them you would get the duplicate of the same monster,
Yeah.
but sometimes it'd be a different palette color.
Can you
or a
imagine the
different
No
thing.
Man's Sky of that? Like
Put in a CD. and
make
get
a whole you put in a fucking CD, you put in Limp Biscuits, chocolate starfish, and hot dog flavored water, and you get a whole planet of whatever that creates, right? Like just based on
Could you imagine?
what do you base it on? Would they base it on like Soundwave? Would they base it on like the
probably
wave file?
just terraforms.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
Put in a Slayer CD. It's just nothing but Appalachian planet.
Oh my god, dude, that'd be badass. Just a planet full of
Just
mountains.
black mountains.
Yes, that's cool as shit. Someone make that game. If you're all right, we talked. It's fine. Someone's making it. It happened. We
Look.
just spoke it into the ether, so now it's happening. It'll be all
What
right.
they
EA
should do is
EA sell Spore to somebody else
Mm-hmm.
and add this feature.
Yes.
oh my god. So, side note, speaking of Spore, I typed it into Google. Good, like high graphic games, like something along those lines,
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
what I could test.
What's,
Crisis.
yeah, what a benchmark this, right?
Spore popped up.
Hell yes, it did.
Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here.
That's the game, man.
That's funny.
That is the
Oh
game.
my god.
What year was that article from?
No, it was like
Oh, it was just like a result at the top of the page.
yeah. It's like, fuck you. Wait, what is this?
Well, if you did it on an inferior search engine, let me see what happens when I do it over here.
I want to see if I can replicate the search again. High graphic games.
I never played Spore, but I figured that's a game that could benefit from this planet.
Like this one
thing.
showed up already. How did I Google? I Googled it in a weird way though, because I didn't know how to Google it at first. Games to test graphics cards, maybe.
I mean, Spore did not come up on this. You want the list that I found that came up?
It might be similar to the list I got here.
Battlefield 1, Resident Evil 7, Dishonored 2, Forza Horizon 3. I guess this predates 4 coming out. The Division, GTA 5, Dark Souls 3, etc., etc.
Oh, weird. I got different ones, 2 of which have ray tracing capabilities.
This was 2018.
Oh, I'm just looking at popular on the web.
Did-
It was the PC World one.
I don't know if I'm jumping ahead
They probably stole it from PC World.
with news, but did we have anything about GTA Online?
I didn't know.
Okay.
That was the end of the news I had, except for something with Dota multiplayer stuff, Matt. Or I'm sorry, Underlord.
Yeah, Underlords. Nothing official, but they threw out the Underlords Twitter account asked the question: how would you feel about teaming up with a friend to face other people?
Ooh.
So there might be like a co-op auto chess mode or something like
That'd
that.
be interesting.
On the way. Yeah, it'd be weird. I want to see how they do it. Is it like you each have your separate boards and combined like wins and losses, and it's like a
Hey, you'll
you know,
probably match
plus
up
and
with
minus?
that guy.
nah, he's a fucking that guy's fucked and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Picked a spider too. I'm like fuck you,
Yeah.
brood mother.
Mm.
She's badass, but you know.
More to come on that, I guess. No, what's the GTA thing?
Oh, it wasn't anything like too insane. It was they just released something for online where there's some type of casino
Yeah,
thing.
there's like a casino's.
It's like banned in every country but America.
Well, that seems good, right? It's gonna get, man. Video games are gonna get fucked up. You know why? Because they're gonna let the government start controlling it instead of fixing it themselves. And then we're
look
all
at
fucked.
Australia. They're fucked down there, man. They
Yeah.
didn't get nothing.
Whatever. Just gonna keep on playing DC Universe Online. Click,
I
click,
got
click,
Dota.
click, click.
Gaben rules all.
My middle finger is fucked up. Like there's a sensitivity beneath my fingernail I've never felt before. It's just them clicky, 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 clicky.
Mm.
It's bad. I'm digging it though. Y'all want to jump in? You got that high-end PC now. Look, it's free to play. Literally free to play. You don't need to pay anything. If you ever don't want to play anything, you don't have to. You jump in. You make yourself a superhero.
Where is it at? Is it Steam? Is it his own launcher?
It can be Steam.
I know Switch doesn't do it, but is the rest of it crossplay?
PC and PS4 is crossplay. Xbox and Switch have its own servers. Each, yeah. Switch plays with Switch. Xbox plays with Xbox, and then PC and PS4 are crossed over. They are talking about doing it in the future. Now that's becoming more of a conversation, but yeah.
I might download it.
It is on
Let's not
Steam.
get ahead of ourselves.
I'm playing through
I also
Steam.
downloaded WoW, and it took me 3 weeks to launch it.
I'm playing through Steam, so it's there. That's where I did
That's
it.
where I'm gonna get it because I'm tired of having all these fucking launchers.
Yeah. I don't know if there's another launcher for it or not. I don't even know if you have the option. I
It's
think
fine.
it is
It's
just-
fine. That's Steam's
Yeah.
on there.
I'm trying to, for the audience, right? If anyone's like, well, I hate Steam. I want to play it by its own. I don't know if that's an answer. I know it's on Steam. That's where I'm
Sadly,
playing
I
it.
had to download the Epic Game Store because of my Control redemption. So
Yeah.
that's gonna live there when it comes out.
There you go. Or you could just buy Control.
And then I couldn't. Well, I got that redemption code with my card.
I know. You just throw the redemption code in the trash.
No, I'm not throwing the redemption code in the trash. That's half the reason why I bought it.
Um,
And then Wolfenstein's on Bethesda's launcher. It's like, fuck.
that's too
Yeah.
much. It's too much. You need that GOG too. All right, well then let's do this to close out the show. I mean, I've built mine, right? I got myself a little Green Lantern flying around. If y'all jump in, which, is next week already happening? Holy shit.
I don't know what that means. It's next week already happening.
All right, never mind. We got one more podcast before DCU hits Switch. But let's just say you jump in, whether it's on Switch or on PC. Matt, Mark, what superheroes are you first building?
What are the options?
What would you want to be? Because I believe if you can dream it, you can do it. Or a villain. You could be a villain if you want to be a villain.
Oh, I like to be a villain.
All right. I'm
I
listening.
don't know how, though. I don't know what I want to do.
What would your rollout be?
I don't know what my powers are.
Again, you
I
could.
want to kind of wear jean shorts, no shirt, sweatbands on my wrist, throwing up some finger signs.
I mean, what you're describing to me sounds a lot like Sonic the Hedgehog, which makes sense for you. And you could theoretically do exactly that. You could paint your skin blue. You can give yourself, eyes what cross one another. I haven't seen jorts yet, but I've slowly been getting weird shit. Like I just got a Two-Face hoodie that had his coin on the front of it, and it was a fucking hoodie.
You know what? Little maybe NSF podcast. I'll explain later. But I have an idea of a superhero.
Are you saying NSF?
Not safe for
not
podcast.
Safe for okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I have an idea.
Oh shit!
It's very stat based. It's like a mastermind with Lex Luthor, but I'm gonna lean into it a little bit more.
Mark, save us. Or I don't know if you're the right one to say this. I don't.
What other choice do you have? I think for shits and gigs, I'd probably make just some. I gotta make a Magnus equivalent somewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's probably gonna be strength brawler, just powerhouse.
Hero or villain?
Can you do like an anti-hero thing? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Wait, I have an answer.
Visually, yeah.
After Mark goes, I have a new answer.
Because I'm thinking like Red Lantern.
Yeah, so I just did a mission where I fought Red Lanterns, and they had the symbol, they had the red glow, they had red powers. I don't know if you could be a Red Lantern, though, because if you could, I think they'd be badass.
Then probably just a super strong dummy,
Yeah, I like that.
Does he also wear jorts, no shirt, sweatbands on his wrist?
He could.
I feel like Red Lanterns would be the jort wearers for sure, knowing how the Red Lanterns work. I could see Atrocitus in some jorts.
I'd probably somehow have a pun based off of Jinko in there. Well,
I got nothing. Matt, what's your other?
Captain Support. I'm a hero, and I carry around a cell phone to dial 911.
You can technically do not that part, but you could. There is a healing class in this, so you could be the healing superhero who does.
Oh,
nothing
no
but
powers
that.
though. I just want a cell phone.
You just want a cell phone. I'm calling the cops. You're just a fucking stupid old. You're a senior citizen neighbor. That's all you are.
what other characters in the game? I mean, what other players in the game know that you're a healer if you pick healer?
When you queue into different things, you kind of say, "This is my role."
Okay.
Or it would kind of automatically put you into that role or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Or you could be like that one cool guy that I saw running around in the text chat, just like, "Hey, here's my origin story." And you could fucking type it all. Matt could just sit in a corner, not move at all, just fucking disable the movement keys and just sit there and type about.
I'd probably make a speedster who got affected by a radiation leak from a factory on some island, and
Now he sells olive oil in Arizona.
Yeah,
Got it.
maybe that.
Man.
His taunt's just a little wave. Can you type in something to have like a catchphrase, like a slogan or something?
You could spam it.
All right,
Yeah.
because he'd always shout right before like he does like his signature move. He'd be like, "You're not the boss of me now." And just like punches him.
Left hook. Life is unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Man. Well, on that note, we got a new episode of Free Cheese Wrestling now live for y'all on the website, thefreecheese.com, and over on the YouTube. Free Cheese Wrestling Rush Hour. Matt, you want to tell the kids about Rush Hour at all?
Finn refused to make a show, so John Cena took it upon himself with his own funds, not the FCW credit card that we have around here.
He just had bushel of bananas.
Pretty much, because I think a bushel of bananas could get what John Cena was able to get. So,
yeah.
And then we double booked, so it got delayed a day.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
The fucking banquet hall.
had to go to the.
Not us at all. The banquet hall.
Blame the banquet hall. That's
And
what I always
then,
say.
all the belts, open challenges.
Had some good runs this time.
Yeah.
I think. Interesting shake up to that. Yeah. Good. A good one. We'll have another episode of Chaos Chronicles coming back this week featuring Amy Rose. Be on the lookout for that over on thefreecheese.com. You can follow us on Twitter. The Free Cheese is at SomeFreeCheese. Mark is at Aug_Mental. Matt is at MattyIce131. And I am at The Free Cheese. That's it. Go be nice to somebody. Play a video game. Eat a pretzel. Don't eat a pretzel.
Puke and laugh at the same time.
Puke and laugh at the same time. Puke on your dick and high five a friend. That's what I always say. Thank you for hanging out for the Free Cheese episode 310. We'll be back next time. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, listener, for listening. Goodbye.